We are looking at Madeline's backstroke below the water, commentary by Coach Chris. All right, Maddie, let's take a look at this in full speed, just like we did above water. And I really like a lot of what I'm seeing with your backstroke. That's the biggest thing we need to correct. But let's talk about all the good stuff first, because you do a lot right that we're working on. So we're going to slow this down again. Big thing I want to talk about. Okay, you have a really, really good kick. That's the right width. That's the right tempo. So I'm really liking that kick. Like I said above water, you're rolling your hips, but not over-rolling the hips, which is creating great stability in the bottom of your stroke. And the other thing that you're doing that I'm really happy with is that shoulder roll. Look at shoulder roll out. Look at shoulder roll down. That's exactly what we keep working on. That's very important. And even though your head is a little too tucked and a little too high, you're not looking up enough, you can see that you keep it really still. And that's another thing that a lot of the kids in the group just don't do. So you're doing an excellent job on your fundamentals on your backstroke. Here we go into turn. Solid turn mechanics, not doing too much. Good landing. And we're using our glide. So this is a lot of the stuff we talk about. Nice wide dolphin kicks, kicking from the ribs down. Okay, so you're doing a really good job with a lot of those fundamentals. Now let's go back, because we're going to get a good look at one of the biggest things we can affect underwater as we go into the wall. First, we're going to talk about this turn. So you're doing a solid job on the turn. Excuse me. Nice push off. But look at your head position. It's just like when you're swimming backstroke. Okay, the eyes are going back this way. See how far out of streamline the head is? We're just looking a little bit too far back. And part of this is you just got to get comfortable being in the correct position on your back. Because your eyes need to be up here, your head will be a little more tucked into that streamline, nestled in between those arms. And it's uncomfortable because if you don't have a nose clip on, you're going to get some water up your nose. Unless you can plug your nose with your upper lip, which I unfortunately couldn't, and you're either born with it or you're not. You're going to either have to get comfortable with some water getting up your nose, or you're just going to have to get really good at exhaling out your nose to make sure water doesn't get in. Right now you're exhaling, you can see the air bubbles, but you're not comfortable at doing it on your back, at least for the duration of the kick out. So that's why your head's raised. So we got to work on that. Get that head back. Get it in streamline. Because you have a really good streamline. It's just that's slowing you up because that head's catching all that water. So really good dolphin kick. I really like how stable you are from the ribs up. Okay, we're not moving very much as we kick. Just a little movement, but we're staying pretty stable. Now this is the part that I wanted to talk about. You see how you're just getting impatient? Again, because you're not comfortable on your back. So we're approaching the breakout like this. And we're trying to orient our body like this. When you're going into that breakout, you got to keep kicking. Your body needs to stay flat. This body needs to stay flat the whole time. You don't want to angle up so that your fingertips are hitting the surface first, or your head hits the surface first. You want to hit the water with every inch of your body at the exact same time. I call it almost like an inverse belly flop. So you see that angle you're at? Just a little bit too much slant going into that breakout. Now we're getting to the crucial thing. So as good as your pull is one of the issues you have is you're doing a straight arm pull. See how straight this arm is? It doesn't bend very much. Watch it pull through the water. See how it's pulling? Part of this is because this palm is pointing down. Keep your hand straight up and down. Straight up and down just like that. Keep the hand palm angled so that it's back towards your feet, like that. But you're pulling with that straight arm. This hand's too far away. Bring the hand in. Get a bend in the elbow. Get a nice deep bend of the elbow. Bring the hand closer to the body. This will give you a lot more power on your pull. Because right now, that straight arm pull like that, that is a very hard way to pull water. Not even I would have difficulty pulling water very well like that because your hand is just too far away from the body, which just means you just don't have a lot of strength. So bring that hand closer. The closer that hand gets to the body on that pull, the more power you can generate. Now that left arm looked a little better on that stroke, but here we'll see it again. See that straight arm? Just a straight arm pull, straight down. Bend the elbow, bring the hand closer to the body, follow through. It's just like you're throwing a ball at the ground. Like just stand at the ground, take a tennis ball or something in your hand and just throw it down. Same motion. You know, you're going to bend your elbow. You're not going to keep your arm straight and throw it straight down. Well, at least I hope you don't. You're going to bend your elbow and snap through. Same thing on that pole. So this is really the biggest thing, you know, right here. Because you have so much good things going on in your stroke. But this is a big thing. Because what happens is you have the perfect shoulder roll. You're a little bit still working on getting that skinny Y position, but you're doing a good job as far as rolling the shoulders. And your body position is really good and your kick's really, really good. But this arm pull, after you set up the great shoulder roll, you're setting up the great kick, but we're not getting any energy out of the arms because this is just a low power position here. So this is the number one thing that we need to work on. Okay, if you were doing this right, your arm would look like that. It would look like this, the bent elbow. Just like that. So get that elbow bent a little more. Keep the hand a little closer to the body. Once you start catching water and getting a little bit wider of a Y position in our entry would help. Bend that elbow, grab that water, and push it down and through. That's a major improvement we can make on this backstroke. Because a lot of the stuff you do is really good. And again, the other area we talked about that's a big thing to improve is head position. Get the head back, look up, streamline, and on the surface. And then you have your kick out, just your breakout, really trying to stay in a horizontal position on that breakout. Don't angle up. Don't go like that. Stay like that. And try and hit the surface with every inch of your body at the exact same time. You do that and you're going to have a really explosive breakout. So we got a lot of great things in your stroke. You have a good grasp of a lot of the fundamentals. The biggest thing to improve is head position and pull, and then focus on how you should hit the water on that breakout, not angling up so much. So excellent job. Look forward to seeing you at practice tonight.